Hello everyone. Today is class number 17. Today is class number 17. Okay. So that is the derivation of divergence of E. That is the first expression of Maxwell. There are four expressions. Okay. There are four expressions for Maxwell. So today I will start the first expression. So first expression will start as a let us assume something first, right? Let us assume a rectangular Cartesian coordinate system. Let us assume a rectangular Cartesian coordinate system with origin O. That is, we are taking a Cartesian coordinate system. That is very easy thing. Okay, Cartesian coordinate system, that is x, y, z. It is x, this is y, this is z. Okay, okay, and with the origin O, this is your origin. That is 0, 0, 0. Okay. Okay, right, and a single point charge Q is located at point O. So a single point charge Q is located at point O, and that is center. Okay, then the electric field at a position r vector, suppose this point P, the electric field or intensity, that E means intensity. So this electric field intensity at point P, which will be equals to what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by r square into AR cap, right? If we consider that this direction is towards AR cap, then the equation is holds true. Okay, then now we are converting this system into spherical one. Okay, so now we convert this system into spherical coordinate system. Okay, then the intensity due to a or intensity over a surface, small differential surface. Now we are considering a point, instead of a point we are considering a small differential surface, ds. Okay, we are taking a small ds. So around this point P we are taking a surface which is differential, that is ds vector. Okay, we are taking this differential surface ds vector around this point P. Okay, so thus dsr can be represented. Why it is dsr? Because we are taking at r distance. There is a surface which is a distance from the origin is r. Okay, so that is dsr equals to, in case of your spherical coordinate system, so dsr equals to what? R sin theta d phi ar cap. Why? Because spherical coordinate system have the components r theta phi. Okay, and this surface is towards this r vector r cap. So that's why if we of this r, then two differentials things are there, that is theta and phi. Okay, this theta is nothing but your r sin theta, r d theta, and d phi is r sin theta d phi. Okay, that is r sin theta d phi and r d theta. So these two differential elements multiplied to form a surface which is directed along r vector. Okay, or r cap, ar cap. Okay, so now total intensity E at dsr, that is what? In closed surface integration E dot dsr. Okay, so closed surface integration Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square ar cap, whatever the intensity equation, just write in here, and multiplied with r square sin theta d phi into ar cap. Okay, that is E dot dr, it will be dot product. Okay, it will be dot product. Okay, so what will be your answer here? So ar dot ar, which will be 1 dot product, right? This is a dot product. So ar dot ar, this results 1, and only result will have, the result is closed surface integration E dot ds vector equals to what? E dot ds or ep dot dsr, you can write also ep dot dsr, equals to closed surface integration Q by 4 pi epsilon naught. Why? This r square and r square cancel out. So sine theta, d theta and d phi, and there is no air gap. Why? Because it is a dot product. Okay, so now you have to multiply it or integrate it. So what is the range of this d theta and d phi? Now we have theta is ranges from 0 to pi, and phi is having a range from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so that means closed surface integration ep vector dot dsr vector equals to closed surface integration here q by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, now it is a surface integration because there are two differential elements are there, so we can change it as double integration. Okay, we can change it in double integration. So this one is common, constant part taking outside as a common. Okay, so first one multiplied integrate with d phi, and second one integrate with sine theta d theta. Okay, so your limit will be 0 to, this is for phi equals to 0 to pi, and it is theta equals to 0 to 2 pi. Okay, sorry, phi equals to 0 to 2 pi, theta equals to 0 to pi. Okay, so now integrate it. It is very easy. So after integration you get 2 pi over here, and from here you get minus cos theta and limited by 0 to pi. Okay, so your result will be closed surface integration ep vector dot dsr equals to q by 4 pi epsilon naught. From this first integration we get 2 pi, right? And the second integration we have minus cos theta, and from 0 to pi, so minus cos pi plus cos 0. So minus cos pi means what? Minus cos pi means 1, and again so q by, so 2 pi 4 pi 2 will remain 2 epsilon naught into minus cos pi means minus of minus, that is plus 1 plus 1. Okay, so there are 2 plus 2. Okay, inside this one it will be plus 2, so q by epsilon naught. So closed surface integration ep vector dot dsr equals to q by epsilon naught. Okay, make it equation number 1. Okay, so now, right now if we consider a system where n number of charges are present, if we consider a system where n number of charges are present instead of a small q charge. So if we are taking, consider that instead of this small q we take a n number of charges are there. Okay, so what will be the equation? It will be closed surface integration ep dot dsr equals to, instead of this q, can we write it that this capital Q enclosed by epsilon naught. What is the capital Q enclosed? The system which contains only one charge over the system. Now we are taking, there are number of charges, there are n number of charges. Okay, n number of charges. Okay, so this system consists of, total system consists of Q enclosed. There is a system having a total charge Q enclosed. So what is the Q enclosed? So this Q enclosed is nothing but summation of I equals to 1 to n Q of I. That is, whatever the charge, suppose this is your Q1, this is your Q2, this is Q3, this is Q4, this is Qn. Okay, up to this one Qn. So this is nothing but summation of these all charges. Okay, so make it equation number 2. Okay, so now apply the Gauss divergence theorem. Apply the Gauss's divergence theorem on the left hand side of equation 1. Applying the Gauss's divergence theorem on the left hand side on the equation 1. So according to the Gauss's divergence theorem, closed surface integration will be equals to triple divergence of that field enclosed, the volume enclosed by this surface, right? So this is your closed surface. This closed surface, that is closed surface indication of DSR containing a volume, because last class in the case of coordinate system I had discussed that suppose there are 6 sides, right? So if we integrate closely all the sides, then we contour a volume. Okay, we contour, or we can find a volume inside these closed surfaces. So that's why by applying the divergence theorem over this left hand side only, we get this expression. Okay, we get this expression, this DSR, closed surface indication of this DSR containing this amount of volume. Okay, so the divergence of that vector field enclosed over the volume enclosed by this closed surface. Okay, this volume enclosed by this closed surface. Okay, so now if we accumulate these two, then what happen? Now if we accumulate from equation, so make it equation number 3. Okay, so from equation 2 and 3, from equation please write from equation 2 and 3, can we write triple integration of divergence of EP, which will be equals to over dV, which will be equals to Q enclosed by epsilon naught, Q enclosed by epsilon naught. Okay, and what is Q enclosed? So it is a volume, right? It is a 3D space. So this Q enclosed placed in 3D space. So that's why can we write that the Q enclosed is nothing but volume integration of rho v dV by epsilon naught. So Q enclosed is what? The total charge inside this volume. So total charge inside this volume means what? Triple integration of rho v dV. Okay, so triple integration of rho v dV. So now just ignore this triple integration from all two sides. So we have divergence of EP, or you can write over here E only, because we have to find this expression. So here EP can be treated as E in general. So it will be equals to rho v by epsilon naught, because from the triple integration from both sides they are cancel out themselves. So divergence of E produces or equals to rho v by epsilon naught. Okay, so this is right. The conclusion, make a conclusion. This is the differential form of Gauss's law. This is the differential form of Gauss's law, and also taken as Maxwell's first expression. This is the differential form of Gauss's law and can be taken as Maxwell's first equation. Okay, Maxwell's first equation. Okay, so now this is your 9th topic, right? So now I will move to 10th. Topic number 10. Electric flux. Electric flux density. What is the electric flux density? Okay, so write electric flux density is the amount of flux per unit surface. The amount of flux per unit surface, that is D equals to amount of D psi ds. Okay, so D vector or D only D equals to D psi ds. The psi represents the flux and D psi represents flux at ds surface. Okay, so this D equals to D psi ds. So what is the phi now? Integration of D, double integration of D dot ds, and it is closed. Always remember, it is a closed surface. Okay, so inside a closed surface ds, the total amount of flux is d phi, and if we find the overall part, then it will be integrate of double integrate of this one. Okay, so total flux, this is the total flux. Okay, and this is your differential flux. Differential flux. Okay, so now here is a formula: d vector equals to epsilon into e epsilon m, or you can write epsilon naught for your, this is for any medium, this is for any medium, and this is for air medium, okay, or vacuum. Okay, this is for air medium, any medium, and this is for air medium. This epsilon m means what? The epsilon m means permittivity of any medium, and epsilon naught means absolute permittivity of air. Okay. Okay, so this d vector with related by e equals to epsilon naught into e or epsilon m into e. Okay, so now if we express it, please continue it. We know curl from the right, from the first expression of Maxwell, or from the Maxwell's first relation or equation, if divergence of E equals to rho v by epsilon naught, and divergence of epsilon naught into, sorry, E equals to what? E equals to your d by epsilon naught for air medium, right? So d by epsilon naught equals to rho v by epsilon naught, and this epsilon naught is a constant part, so it cannot be defined divergence over this nabla operator. So 1 by epsilon naught taking outside, divergence of d, which will be equals to rho v by epsilon naught. Epsilon naught cancel out both sides, so divergence of d, which will be equals to rho v. Okay, this is another form of a Maxwell's first equation, okay, with respect of your flux density d. Okay, so this is right. This equation represents the Maxwell's first equation, or point form of Gauss's law, Gauss's theorem, with respect of flux density, okay. Okay, so topic number 11. Now I will move to topic number 11. Determine the d, right? Determine the d for different cases. So determine the d vector for different cases. Okay, so under this case, first one is for a point charge system, and second one is for a infinite line charge system, and for third case for a infinite sheet of system, and your last one uniform charge sphere, and fourth one uniform charged sphere. So for an uniform charge sphere. So these four topics under this 11th number. Okay, so so please wait for next day. I will start these topics from next day. Okay, so today's class up to this much. Thank you.